Hey everybody, today I'm going to be making a grape salad, and I'm only going to be making half of the recipe because that's all of the grapes that I had in my refrigerator. I had used some that I had bought to do another project, and so I only have half enough grapes, and you know our motto is to use what you have. The recipe that I'll be using is in my cookbook. It's on page 104, and I'll also be posting it at the beginning of this video. So you can get it, if you have my cookbook, you could just find it on page 104. You can do a snapshot and save it as we make the recipe together. Or if you want to order a cookbook, you can certainly do that, and there'll be information at the top of the video that you can follow to do that. So let me tell you how I'm going to do it and what we're going to put in it. I have about 3/4 of a pound of green seedless grapes, and I have washed these, patted them dry with a paper towel, and then I cut them in half. So 3/4 of a pound of green grapes. I'll be using a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 4 ounces of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, just a drop of coconut flavoring. Now, coconut flavoring is optional. If you don't have any, don't worry about it. You can still make this recipe. And then I have some light brown sugar that we'll be using on top, and we'll top it with toasted chopped pecans. So let's just dive right in and make this grape salad and see how it looks and how it tastes. This is one of the simplest recipes that you will ever find and that you will ever make. I promise you it is. So we're starting out with our cream cheese, and again, this is half of the recipe. So I used 4 ounces of cream cheese and a 1/2 cup of sour cream. So I'm just getting it all out of this measuring cup. You know how I feel about that. I don't like to waste or throw away anything. Next, I'm adding our sugar, and that's 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add our vanilla. I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of clear vanilla. And put the top back on it so I don't spill this precious vanilla. And I'm going to use about 1/8 teaspoon. I hope I don't use 1/8, but sometimes when I pour it's hard to measure. But this is coconut oil, coconut flavoring. Actually, I'm going to use about a 1/2 egg. Just a hint of coconut is what you want in this if you use it. Now, it's optional. You do not have to put the coconut flavoring in it if you don't want to. So now I'm going to take my electric hand mixer, and I'm going to mix these ingredients together. Just mixing it. What we want to do is to really dissolve the sugar. The cream cheese and the sour cream mixes pretty quickly together. In fact, you could just stir that together. But I like to use my hand mixer, especially when I'm adding sugar, so that it'll help to dissolve it more evenly. You want to make sure that you get all of the lumps out of the cream cheese. So we're just stirring it around as we're mixing. I love a hand mixer, but I also love a stand mixer. It just depends on what I'm making as to which one that I use. I remember the egg beaters that Mama used as a mixer, and then she used a fork, and she just wore her hands and her arms out mixing. Okay, so that's all that you have to do to mix that together. And next, we're going to add our grapes. I've cut these, and again, these are green grapes. My recipe says to use red grapes. You can use either one, whichever one you want to. And I'm going to mix this together. Now, you could layer this, But because I'm only making half a recipe, I'm going to mix it together. If you layered it, you would put a layer of grapes and then a layer of your mixture, put a little bit of light brown sugar, some pecans, and then come back with another layer of grapes, your mixture, and top it with brown sugar and pecans. So now we're ready to go into our bowl. How quick and how easy is that? You know, I have a smaller bowl that I'm going to grab because I think that one's too large. I'm just going to use this one. It's the same type bowl, same color. And I'm just going to pour our mixture with our grapes in it into this bowl. Now, I like to refrigerate this before serving, several hours actually before I serve it. So you could go ahead and you can add your light brown sugar, or you can wait until you start to serve it. Normally I would wait until I start to serve it, but I want to show you how it looks once you finish it. So I'm just going to take, and I dipped this earlier, so it's kind of clumped up. So I'm just going to take this fork and kind of spread it out. And I'm just going to put some light brown sugar on top. It doesn't matter how much. If you like a lot, put a lot. If you like a little, you can just put a little. Now, when you put this in the refrigerator, this brown sugar is going to melt. It's going to melt and it's not going to be as pretty. So if you're taking it off to a gathering, or if you're serving it to guests in your home, then you may want to wait to put the brown sugar on top of it until you actually start to serve it. So I'm going to just rake that off. And next, I'm going to top it with a few pecans. This is so incredibly delicious. It's easy. Now, I toasted my pecans. You know, I don't care for raw pecans in cooked foods or foods that I'm preparing and top them. I really like to toast my pecans. It just makes it so much better. I'm going to taste that. So there you have it, grape salad in minutes. Okay, so I have a half a recipe of grape salad made, and it's going to be delicious, and my little husband is just going to be so excited and love it, and I'm going to love it too. This is about 4 servings. So remember, if you have grapes and they are not going to be used and you forget about them, which I do too, and be honest, you have thrown away grapes and they're too expensive to throw away, make your little grape salad. You can make a half a recipe or you can make a full recipe. So have a blessed day. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Be sure and share our videos, and until next time, be blessed, and I'll see you again really soon.